My girlfriend mocked, "You are just a stepping stone before I marry someone truly better." I just smiled, closed the ring box, and told her she was absolutely right. The next day, HR fired her for dating our boss, because I sent them the screenshots and proposed to her sister instead last night. I, 31, male, had been with Madison, 29, for a little over 3 years. We lived in Tampa, Florida, in a modern 2-bedroom apartment near the Riverwalk. I worked as a senior software engineer at a medical billing software company, making around $135K a year. Madison was a sales engineer at the same company, pulling in about $85K with commission. On paper, we looked like one of those polished tech couples. Weeknights were poke bowls or Cuban sandwiches, laptop screens glowing on our dining table. Fridays, we hit a rooftop bar downtown with her friends. Saturdays were brunch at the same spot, bottomless mimosas, her talking loudly about deals and clients. Our boss, Eric, 42, was the director of sales and engineering for our office. Charismatic, always joking, always at the center of any company event. He liked to call me his go-to problem solver in meetings. Madison liked being seen next to him at conferences. In early spring, my VP from headquarters flew in from Boston. He pulled me into a quiet meeting room with a view of the parking lot. "We are opening a new platform team in Boston," he said. "We want you to lead it." I asked, "What does that mean in real numbers?" "Title would be Director of Platform Engineering," he said. "Salary at $190K, $15K sign-on, $40K in RSUs vesting over 4 years, full relocation package, temporary housing for 3 months in Boston." I sat there, feeling my pulse in my ears. It was the kind of jump that changes the arc of your career. "You do not have to answer today," he said, "but we want someone in the role by October." I told him I needed a week. What I meant was I needed to see who Madison really was. That Friday, I booked a table at a nicer Italian place in Hyde Park. White tablecloths, soft music, candles. I had a ring box in my pocket, nothing crazy but a clean solitaire on a simple band. Paid for with my own savings, no debt. My plan had been simple. Tell her about the Boston offer, see her reaction, then propose if I still felt sure. She sat across from me in a blue dress, scrolling her phone between bites of calamari. "You are fidgety," she said. "Did you break prod again?" "Not tonight," I said. "I have news." "Oh," she said, smirking. "Did Eric finally tell you you are his favorite?" I took a breath. "The VP from Boston flew in this week," I said. "They offered me director of platform there. $190K plus stock, relocation. I would lead the new team." She blinked once, then laughed. "Boston," she said. "You want to move to some freezing city for more computers." "It is a real promotion," I said. "Director title, serious money, clear path upward. Our rent would feel like a joke after that." She rolled her eyes. "Tampa is fine," she said. "My clients are here. My friends are here. I am on track for 6-figure commission. Why would I leave all this to watch you stress in some tiny Boston apartment?" "Because it is a big opportunity," I said. "For both of us. You could move into enterprise sales there. Bigger market, bigger deals." She leaned back and gave me that look she used when she talked to junior reps. "Jason," she said, "you are good at what you do, but you are not some visionary. You are safe, comfortable. You are a stepping stone guy." "A what?" I asked. She swirled her wine. "You are the steady dude a woman dates before she marries someone truly better," she said. "Someone powerful, someone like Eric." The words hit harder than I expected. My hand brushed the ring box in my pocket. "You see me as a stepping stone," I said slowly. She shrugged. "Relax," she said. "You pay rent on time, you are nice, you are good enough for now. But move to Boston so you can pretend you are a big-shot director. That is not my story." I reached into my pocket, feeling the edges of the box. I set it on the table between us, still closed. Her eyes widened. "Is that what I think it is?" she asked. "It was," I said. I closed my hand over it and slipped it back into my pocket. "You are right, Maddie," I said. "I am a stepping stone for you," she frowned. "Do not be dramatic," she said. You are not actually considering that Boston thing. I am, I said. I just got clarity tonight. She scoffed, picked up her phone, and started replying to a message conversation over in her mind. As she typed, her screen lit up with a preview at the top, a message from Eric D. with a winking emoji. For the first time, I really let myself wonder. I paid the bill, walked her to her car, and told her I was tired. She rolled her eyes and drove off to meet her friends at a bar. I did not go home. Instead, I drove to a small diner near the university, the place with cheap coffee and sticky tables. I texted her younger sister, Olivia, 27, who lived across town. "Hey," I wrote, "are you busy? I need someone honest." She replied in minutes. "I am off tonight," she wrote. "What is wrong?" She met me at the diner in sweatpants and a messy bun. We had always liked each other, but I had made sure to keep lines clear. I told her about the Boston offer. I told her exactly what Madison had said at dinner. Olivia winced. "She really said you are a stepping stone?" she asked. "Word for word," I said. She shook her head. "She has always thought men are upgrades," Olivia said. "That is on her, not you." We talked for hours, about family patterns, about the way Madison talked about Eric at holidays, about the half-jokes that did not feel like jokes. At some point my anger cooled into something colder. "I bought a ring," I said. "Was going to propose tonight." Olivia stared at me. "She did not deserve that," she said. I put the ring box on the table between us. This time I opened it. Olivia covered her mouth. "Jason," she said, "that is beautiful." "I do not want to give it to someone who sees me as a placeholder," I said. "What will you do with it?" she asked. I looked at her, at the way she listened, at the way she had never once mocked my career. "Right now I just want a partner who respects me," I said. "Someone who does not treat me like a step on their ladder." Her face flushed. She looked down at her coffee. "This is insane timing," she said softly. "I have always thought you deserved better, but she is my sister." "I know," I said, "and I am not asking you for anything tonight. I am just done acting like the only options are stay and shrink or leave alone." When I finally drove home, the ring was back in my pocket. The hook of the story had already sunk in, even if the rest of it had not played out yet. Update 1 the next morning, Tampa looked the same. Humid air, sun on the parking lot, palm trees in the wind. I looked very different at my desk. I opened my laptop and pulled up our internal messaging system. For months, I had ignored the way Madison's Slack pings from Eric D. made her smirk. Now I scrolled. She had logged in on my computer once, months back. The system had kept her credentials. I knew it was wrong, but I clicked anyway. Her DMs with Eric were right there. Flirty comments during late-night work. Inside jokes about my habits. Hotel reservations after conferences. One line stopped me. "Once Jason moves or burns out, you know I am yours," she had written. I took screenshots. Date stamps, hotel names, the message where he hinted he could fast-track her if she played her cards right. Then, I pulled up the Employee Handbook PDF section on fraternization. Clear language about managers not being allowed to engage in romantic relationships with direct reports. Clear language about mandatory reporting. I stared at the clause for a long minute, then drafted an email to HR. I did not add drama. I attached the screenshots. I explained the reporting structure. I copied the policy paragraph. I hit send. Then I opened another draft, this one to my VP in Boston. "Thank you for the offer," I wrote. "After considering my options, I would like to formally accept the Director of Platform role in Boston. I am ready to relocate on your proposed timeline." I read it twice, then sent that too. Madison texted me around lunch. "Are we still fighting?" she wrote. "You were weird last night." "We are not fighting," I wrote back. "I understand where I stand now," she replied. "Good," she wrote. "Because you are not moving to Boston, I need you here." Later that week, her friends dragged me to our usual bar. "You are not seriously moving," one of them, Kendra, said. "Tampa is perfect. You have sun, beach, girls in swimsuits. Why would you leave this?" "Director in Boston is a real step up," I said. Her guy friend laughed. "Dude," he said, You will just be another overworked tech bro in a tiny cold apartment. Stay where you can afford tacos and beer." Madison clinked glasses with them. "Exactly," she said. "He is not going anywhere, he is just in a mood." I smiled and let them talk while my relocation packet from Boston sat in my inbox already signed. At night, I started moving our shared finances into clearer lines. No tricks, just practical steps. I opened a new checking account in only my name, moved my paycheck deposit there, and set a fixed amount to still go into our joint account for rent and utilities, until I moved. I started browsing Zillow for small condos around Boston. Prices made me swallow, but the numbers worked if I was careful. Every time I tried to talk seriously about the move, Madison shut it down. "You are not uprooting my life for your ego," she said. "You are not that guy." "You are right about that," I said. "I am not the guy who stays small forever." She waved me off. "You will calm down," she said. "You always do." That was the last time I let her be right about me. Update 2HR moved faster than I expected. 2 days after I sent the email, I got a meeting request from our HR manager, Lisa. "Can you come by at 10?" she asked at my desk. Her face was neutral. I sat in her office. She closed the door. "I received your report," she said. "I want to ask a few questions and clarify the reporting chain." We went through it. Madison's title, Eric's title, how many deals she had that needed his sign-off. I confirmed the screenshots were unedited. "We will review this and follow policy," Lisa said. "I need you not to discuss this with anyone while we investigate." "I understand," I said. That evening, I asked Madison to sit down in our living room. She flopped onto the couch with her phone in hand. "Can this wait?" she asked. "I have a call with a client in 20. "No," I said. "This is the talk I tried to have all week," she sighed. "If this is about Boston again," she said, "I already said no." "It is about Boston," I said, "and it is about us." She rolled her eyes. "Fine," she said. "Say your piece." "I accepted the offer," I said. "I am moving to Boston in October." She stared at me. "No, you are not," she said. "Yes," I said. "I am." She laughed, then stopped when she saw my face. "You are serious," she said. "Yes," I said. "I will be director of platform engineering in Boston, 190K stock, real authority." "I am not staying here because you are afraid of weather." Her jaw tightened. "You are going to leave me," she said, "for some cold city and a title." "I asked you to come with me," I said. "You told me I am a stepping stone before you marry someone better. I am just taking your words seriously." She flushed. "I was joking," she said. "No," I said. "You were honest for once." She stood up. "If you go to Boston, we are done," she said. "I will find someone who actually fits my life, someone with real ambition, not some guy who hides in code." "You already tried that," I said. Her eyes flicked just for a second. "What is that supposed to mean?" she asked. "I saw your messages with Eric," I said. "The hotel bookings, the way you talk about me as a backup plan." Her face drained of color. "You went through my messages," she said. "You logged in on my machine," I said. "I read what popped up, it was enough." She crossed her arms. "So what?" she said. "Adults hook up. Eric understands where I want to go. You are acting like a child." "He is your boss," I said, "and you are mine when you are pushing features based on promises he made you." "That is not just messy, it is unethical." She narrowed her eyes. "You would not dare tell anyone," she said. "That would hurt your precious career too." I met her stare. "I already did," I said. "I reported it to HR with proof." For the first time since I met her, I saw real fear on her face. "You will pay for that," she said quietly. "I will make sure you regret ever crossing me." "You already made sure I regretted building a future with you," I said. "This is me choosing a different future." She pointed at me. "If you go, if you ruin this, I will destroy you," she said. "I will tell everyone you are abusive, that you are obsessed, that you sabotaged me because you could not handle me moving up." "You cannot destroy what you did not build," I said. "You can tell whatever story you want. I have the receipts and a signed offer in a city where your name means nothing." She grabbed her keys. "We are done," she said. "Do not call me when Boston eats you alive." She slammed the door. An hour later, my phone buzzed with a text from Olivia. "Are you okay?" she wrote. I answered. "I told her," I wrote. "I also told HR it is going to be ugly. Come by if you need air," she wrote. That night I sat in Olivia's small apartment with the ring box on the table between us. "This is insane," she said. "She is my sister, but what she did is cruel." "I know," I said. "I am not asking you to pick sides. I am just done pretending she sees me as a partner." She looked at the ring. "What are you going to do with that?" she asked. I stared at it, then at her. "I wanted to give it to someone who believed in me," I said. "Someone who saw Boston and thought we can build something there." Her eyes met mine. "You know, I always thought you were wasting yourself here," she said softly. We talked until late, about hard choices, about loyalty, about where lines really are. People love to argue about timing when they hear this part. All I will say is that when I finally slid that ring toward her and asked if she wanted a future with me, we both knew exactly who we were dealing with. She did not say yes because I was shiny and new. She said yes because she had watched me for years and knew I walked my talk. Update 3: HR's response landed the next morning. I was in the middle of reviewing a pull request when a message popped up. "Jason," Lisa wrote, "can you please send Eric to HR when you see him? And when you are free, please come by as well." Eric strutted past my desk a few minutes later, coffee in hand. "I heard Boston loves you," he said. "Do not forget us little people when you are big time." "HR wants to see you," I said. "Lisa's office." His smile twitched. "Probably another training," he said. He went in. He did not come back out for a long time. An hour later, Lisa called me in. "We confirmed enough from your screenshots and our own logs," she said. "We are taking action." "What kind of action?" I asked. "We cannot discuss his details," she said. "But Madison has been terminated effective today for violation of our relationship policy and dishonesty during the investigation. Eric is no longer in a managerial role and will not be your supervisor moving forward." I nodded. "Thank you," I said. As I walked back to my desk, my phone buzzed non-stop. First came the calls. I watched them light up my screen. "Maddie." I let them go to voicemail. Then came the texts. "What did you do?" she wrote. "I just got fired. HR said someone reported me." "Was it you?" I did not answer right away. 10 minutes later, "You ruined my life," she wrote. "You vindictive little loser." Another. "I hope Boston falls through," she wrote. "Then you will have nothing," I typed slowly. "I told HR the truth," I wrote. "They applied a policy you signed." "That is not me ruining your life. That is you facing your choices." Her response came fast. "You think this makes you some hero," she wrote. "You are nothing. I will find someone who actually matters and you will still be debugging code in the dark." I set my phone face down and finished my workday. Over the next weeks, her emotions ran in circles. One day she sent messages full of rage. "You owe me," she wrote. "I supported you when you made 60K. I picked out your clothes for interviews. You stabbed me in the back," I answered once. "I am grateful for the support you gave me," I wrote. "I am not grateful for the way you treated me when I grew. Both can be true." Another day she tried bargaining. "If you help me get a job in Boston," she wrote, "I will move. We can start over. We can say we were on a break. Your director will listen to you." "No," I wrote. "I am not trading my integrity for your convenience." Then came depression. "I have nothing," she wrote. "I had to move back with Mom. Eric will not answer me. Everyone thinks I am a joke." I felt a flicker of sympathy. Then I remembered her laughing while she called me a stepping stone. "I hope you get the help you need," I wrote. "I still wish you well, from far away." When October came, the moving truck parked in front of our building. I had packed my things neatly. Desk, monitors, books, clothes, kitchen gear. She had already taken her stuff weeks earlier, leaving a few forgotten sweaters in the closet. She did not show up that day. Kendra came by once to pick up a box Maddie had left. She barely met my eyes. "You really did it," she said. "Yes," I said. "I really did." She left without another word. As the truck pulled onto the highway, Tampa receded in the side mirror. The heat, the palm trees, the apartment where I almost proposed to a woman who saw me as a placeholder. By the time I checked into my temporary corporate apartment in Boston, the air felt different. Colder, sharp, clean. It matched the way I felt inside. My new office was on the 18th floor of a glass building downtown. The view looked over the Charles River and rows of brick buildings. "You will have 10 engineers reporting to you," my VP said. "You own the platform roadmap. You will be in the room for every major product decision." I set my laptop on the new desk and exhaled. This was not a fantasy. This was the life I chose on purpose. Update 4 Boston changed me in ways Tampa never could. I joined a small gym 3 blocks from my apartment. No flashy equipment, just barbells, racks, and a coach named Sarah who did not let me slack. 3 days a week, she said. Non-negotiable. You are building a new life. Your body has to keep up. I started running on the river path on weekends. My lungs burned in the cold, but my head felt clearer than it had in years. My neighbors were different too. Less loud, more curious. The older couple across the hall invited me to a neighborhood block party. I went, expecting awkwardness. Instead, I met a jazz pianist, a high school teacher, a guy who ran a small bakery that supplied half the cafes I already loved. Work felt like a puzzle I finally had the right tools for. My team shipped a major refactor of our billing engine in 4 months. It reduced processing times by 40% and saved the company around $2 million a year in infrastructure costs. At the next all-hands, the CEO mentioned my team by name. "Jason and the platform crew made this possible," she said. "This is what thoughtful engineering leadership looks like." In March, I received my first bonus as director, $22K before taxes. I put most of it aside. I started talking with a realtor about buying a place. Boston prices still made me wince, but we found a 2-bedroom condo in Somerville. Small balcony, good light, walkable to the train, listed at $625,000. We negotiated down to $610,000. I put $125,000 down between savings and the bonus. The mortgage was steep but manageable with $190K in stock. Around that time, Madison's family started reaching out. Her mom called first. "Jason, honey," she said. "We have not talked since you left. Maddie says you ruined her career because you did not want her to succeed." "I did not ruin her career," I said. "I reported a policy violation with proof. HR made a decision. She also cheated on me with our boss and told me I was just a stepping stone." I chose to leave that. There was a long pause. "She did not tell us that part," her mom said quietly. Her dad sent a shorter text. "We heard you took a big job in Boston," he wrote. "I will admit, I thought you were being dramatic at first. Now I see you actually did something serious. I hope you are doing well." Some of Madison's friends messaged me too. Kendra wrote, "I thought you blew up her life for ego, then I saw the screenshots. I did not realize she was sleeping with Eric while you two planned a future. That is messed up. I am sorry I laughed at your Boston plan." I did not answer most of them. For her family, I stayed polite, kept details minimal, did not trash her. I did not need to. Madison's own lies did the work for me. She had told people I moved for a lateral role that barely paid more, that I freaked out over a minor title change and abandoned her. That she only hooked up with Eric once because she felt lonely. The truth cut through that slowly. People saw my title on LinkedIn. They heard from others about the months of messages and hotel stays. They put the pieces together. By the time I closed on the condo and carried the last box into my own place, my old life felt very far away. Update 5, I kept my social media quiet during the mess. No subtweets, no vague posts, nothing that would feed drama. The only public thing I did was update my LinkedIn when things actually settled. One Monday morning, after my team launched a new integration that had been stuck for years, I posted, "Officially 6 months in as Director of Platform Engineering in Boston," I wrote. "Grateful for a team that delivers, a company that trusts us, and the chance to build something from the ground up. I tagged the company. I added a photo of our team at a whiteboard, fully clothed, smiling like normal people. Within a day, the post had a couple hundred reactions. Former coworkers commented. "Knew you were headed for big things," one engineer wrote. Lisa from HR commented too. "Happy to see good people land where they are valued," she wrote. My VP shared the post with a note about my leadership. I knew Madison would see it. We still had mutuals all over that platform. 2 days later, my inbox proved me right. First came a long email from her. "I saw your post," she wrote. "I did not realize the role in Boston was that big. I thought you were just chasing a small bump. I am sorry for calling you a stepping stone. I was hurt and scared. Losing my job made me see things differently. Can we talk?" Then came the texts. "Can we at least be friends?" she wrote. "I miss having you to talk to." "I have been going to therapy," she wrote an hour later. "I know I messed up. I was selfish. You did not deserve that." I stared at the screen and felt a strange calm. I replied once. "I appreciate the apology," I wrote. "I am glad you are getting help." "I do not want to reopen anything. I wish you the best from here," she shot back. "So that is it," she wrote. "You just cut me out forever." "Yes," I wrote, "that is it." Some of my old coworkers reached out too. "Honestly, man, I judged you," one said on a call. "I thought you overreacted." Then the truth about Eric came out internally. "I realized you were the only one with a spine." Another said, "She told everyone you left a $120K role for $130K in Boston. Seeing $190K and director on your profile hit hard. She really lied." My own family finally admitted they had been nervous when I first told them the plan. "We thought you were throwing away a good thing," my dad said. "Now we see the good thing was just familiar, not actually good. You handled this better than I would have at your age. Validation is not required to be right, but it does feel nice when it comes from people who doubted you." And through all of this, Olivia quietly kept showing up. She visited Boston twice that year, under the safe excuse of exploring grad programs. We walked along the river, cooked in my tiny kitchen, talked about everything except Madison unless we really had to. We did not blast our relationship online. We told her parents when it turned serious. It was messy, but honest. The ring that started as a bad idea at an Italian restaurant had a different story now. Update 6: Madison showed up in Boston on a rainy afternoon in early fall. I knew she was in town because Olivia texted me first. "She bought a ticket," Olivia wrote. "She says she is coming to talk. I told her not to, but she will not listen." An hour later, my building's buzzer rang. "It is Maddie," her voice crackled through the speaker. "Please, just hear me out." I considered ignoring it. Then I pictured her making a scene in the lobby and decided I preferred to control at least the setting. I let her up. She stepped into my condo, soaking wet in a cheap coat. She looked smaller than I remembered, not physically, just less sure. "This is nice," she said, looking around. "Way nicer than I pictured." "I worked for it," I said. She sat on the edge of the couch, eyes scanning the framed photo of me and Olivia on the shelf. "So it is true," she said. "You really proposed to my sister." "I asked her to build a life with me," I said. "Yes," she shook her head. "That is sick," she said. "She is my sister. How could she do that to me?" "You broke us first," I said. "You cheated with our boss. You called me a stepping stone. You laughed at my promotion. You tried to destroy my career when I reported your violation. Olivia owes loyalty to the person who treats her with respect." "That is not you," she swallowed. "I came to say I am sorry," she said. "I know I hurt you. I know I was cruel. Losing my job, watching you succeed, it made me see what I threw away." "That is not an apology," I said. "That is regret," she frowned. "What is the difference?" she asked. "Regret is about you," I said. "About what you lost. Apology is about me, about the harm you caused. You keep talking about how you feel. Not once have you asked what that period did to me." She wiped at her eyes. "Fine," she said. "I am sorry I called you a stepping stone. I am sorry I made jokes about your work. I am sorry I cheated. I am sorry I tried to spin the story after HR, I nodded. I accept that, I said. But that does not mean I let you back into my life. She leaned forward. I am different now, she said. I go to therapy, I am working at a smaller firm. I do not hook up with my boss. I want to move here, get a job, maybe start fresh. We were good together before everything. We can be good again. No, I said. She blinked. You did not even think about it, she said. I thought about it when I packed my boxes in Tampa, I said. I thought about it when you sent me rage texts. I thought about it when you tried to say I ruined your life. I chose my self-respect. I am not undoing that because you do not like your current chapter. She stood up, voice rising. So I make one mistake, she said, and you punish me for life. It was not one mistake, I said. It was a pattern, mocking, cheating, lying, threatening. When someone shows you a pattern, believe them. I did. She pointed at the photo of me and Olivia. You will regret this, she said. She will turn on you. You are the constant. You are the one common factor. Maybe you are the problem. I stayed seated. Maybe, I said. I would rather explore that with someone who does not see me as a rung on their ladder. She stared at me, waiting for me to soften like I used to. I did not. Goodbye, Maddie, I said. She left without slamming the door this time. That almost hurt more. Almost. Update 7. When charm and guilt did not work, Madison turned to lawyers. 2 months after her visit, I received a letter at my Boston address. Her lawyer claimed I had maliciously interfered with her employment by reporting her to HR. They suggested I had defamed her. They hinted at damages. The letter also mentioned that she and I had planned to co-purchase a property in Boston, and that I had unjustly enriched myself by buying the Somerville condo alone. I sent the letter to my attorney, a calm woman named Priya. Does she have any written agreement with you about property? Priya asked. No, I said. We talked about buying a place someday, nothing on paper. I bought this months after we split with my income alone. Priya nodded. And your HR report, she said. You had documentation. You followed company policy. You did not lie. Correct, I said. She drafted a response. In it, she laid out the screenshots, the policy language, the timeline. She explained that reporting a policy violation in good faith is protected, not actionable. She noted the lack of any agreement about property. She ended by suggesting that if Madison pursued this further, we would seek legal fees. A month later, Madison's lawyer sent a short email. Our client will not be pursuing this matter further, it said. When legal pressure failed, Madison turned to social media. She posted long, vague rants about men who ruin women's careers out of jealousy. She hinted that an ex had sabotaged her at work after she refused to move for him. She called him controlling, emotionally abusive, small. She never used my name. She did not have to. People who knew us knew. What she did not expect was how much context some of those people now had. Kendra commented on one of the posts. You cheated with our boss for months, she wrote. He was married. You called Jason a placeholder. Then he reported a policy violation that was literally in the handbook we all signed. You lost your job because you lied. Stop twisting it. Another former coworker wrote, I was in the meeting where HR explained what happened. They did not mention names, but everyone could guess. Your version leaves out a lot. Even some of Madison's old allies quietly slid into my DMs. I unfollowed her, one wrote. I can forgive a mistake, but the way she keeps rewriting the story is exhausting. I did not gloat. I did not engage. I saved a few screenshots from my files and went back to shipping code and assembling IKEA furniture. You do not have to fight every battle people drag you into, especially when they are already losing to their own behavior. Update 8. 1 year after I moved to Boston, my life looked nothing like the one Madison had mocked. My salary had bumped to $205K after a strong review and market adjustment. The stock had started to vest, adding another $25K on paper that year. The Somerville condo had gone up in value by maybe $40,000 according to my realtor. I had also bought a small one-bedroom unit in a nearby town for $310,000 as a rental, nothing fancy. just a long-term play. My days had a rhythm. Gym 3 times a week. Code reviews and roadmap meetings. Walks with Olivia at night, our hands cold inside our gloves, our conversations warm. Olivia had moved to Boston full-time by then. She worked as a social worker at a community health clinic, making around $70K. Hard job, good heart. She came home tired but alive, with stories of small wins that mattered more than any feature launch. The ring that started our complicated story sat on her finger for real now. We had taken it slow in public. We told her parents early. They were angry at first, then mostly angry at Madison when the full story came out. The family group chat had some ugly weeks. We stayed out of it. When I finally proposed for real on a quiet beach trip north of the city, Olivia laughed. "This is the third time you are asking," she said, "just so you know." "Third time is when it sticks," I said. She said yes again. It felt new anyway. A few weeks after we announced our engagement to a small circle, I received one more message from Madison. It was long. I will not quote all of it. The core part said this. "I see now that I broke something good," she wrote. "I told myself I was trading up. I thought I deserved more. But what I really wanted was to never feel scared or small. I hurt you because I could not handle my own insecurity. I am sorry. I know you will never forgive me fully, and I do not expect you to. I just did not want to stay the villain in your head forever." I sat with that for a while. Forgiveness is not about forgetting. It is not about pretending it did not hurt. It is also not about giving someone access again. I wrote back. "Thank you for saying that," I wrote. "I believe you are capable of changing, and I hope you do, for your sake, not mine. I do not hate you. I also do not want you in my life. I wish you peace." I hit send. Then I archived the thread. Closure did not feel like fireworks. It felt like silence, like walking out of a room, turning off the light, and knowing you would not be going back in. Final update: the last piece of this story fell into place during a short trip back to Tampa. Olivia and I flew down for a weekend so she could see her parents. Mine had moved closer to Boston by then, chasing grandkids that did not exist yet. Her dad asked if he could meet me alone at a coffee shop near their old house. We sat at a small table, condensation on our iced drinks even though the AC was freezing. "I wanted to say something man to man," he said. "Okay," I said. "When Maddie first told us what happened," he said. "Her version was that you got a big head, took a minor promotion, and left her with no warning. She said you called HR because you could not handle her flirting. She painted you as petty." He took a breath. "I believed her," he said. "She is my oldest. I did not want to think she would cheat. I judged you for moving. I thought you were choosing money over family." He looked me in the eye. "Then I saw the screenshots," he said. "I heard from people at your old company. I watched how you did not trash her online. I watched you actually build something in Boston. I saw how you treated Olivia. Calm, steady, respectful. I realized we raised one daughter to seek status and attention instead of substance. That is on us." Her mom joined us halfway through. She squeezed my hand. "We failed you too," she said. "We encouraged Maddie when she treated men like upgrades. We laughed off the stories. We told her she could do better, even when better meant cruel. We did not teach her to value a man who shows up, works hard, and tells the truth." I felt something loosen in my chest. "You do not have to beat yourselves up," I said. "People still make their own choices." Her dad shook his head. "Maybe," he said, "but I want you to know this. We are grateful you are in Olivia's life. We see the way you two talk to each other. That is not stepping stone energy, that is partnership." On the flight back to Boston, Olivia rested her head on my shoulder. "What did Dad say?" she asked. "He apologized," I said, "for believing a story that was easier to hear than the truth." She was quiet for a while. "Do you ever wish things had gone differently?" she asked. "Like that she said yes in Tampa and you two moved to Boston together?" "No," I said. "I wish I had seen the pattern sooner, but I do not wish I could go back and fix it with her. The only thing I regret is how long I let myself be treated like a placeholder." I looked out the window at the clouds below us. If someone listening to this is in that spot now, I said, half to her, half to the invisible audience in my head, here is what I would tell them. Pay attention to how your partner reacts when you grow, I said. If they mock your chances, belittle your wins, or treat your big opportunities like jokes, believe that. If they call you a stepping stone, believe that twice. Olivia smiled, eyes closed. Do not waste years proving you are worthy to someone who already decided you are temporary, I said. Use that energy to build something solid in your own name instead. Back in Boston, we walked from the train to our condo. The air was cooler than Tampa, but it felt like home. Our place was small by Florida standards. 2 bedrooms, a balcony with a sliver of skyline, a kitchen we both bumped into each other in. It was enough. I had a partner who saw my career as ours, not as a stage to stand on before trading up. I had work that challenged me and paid me what it was worth. I had distance from drama I used to mistake for excitement. The revenge people like to focus on is the part where HR fired Madison and my career took off. That is satisfying, sure. But the real revenge was quieter. I stopped being a stepping stone in someone else's story and became the main character in my own.